Okay, so let's jump right in. Every single day, you and we interact with this massive, invisible system. It's a system that kind of knows what you like, what you want, and maybe even what you're going to do next. And no, it's not magic, it's digital marketing. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain. So picture this, right? You're just minding your own business, scrolling through your Instagram feed, checking out what your friends are up to. Then maybe you switch over to YouTube, you're looking up a tutorial or watching a video from your favorite creator. And then you hop on Google to search for something you've been thinking about. See, in each of those little moments, without you even realizing it, you're being shown things, products, ideas that have been picked out just for you. This entire process, this whole invisible web that connects all our clicks, it actually has a name. And honestly, getting the handle on it is the key to really understanding the internet today. At its core, digital marketing is really just how businesses talk to us online. So instead of, giant billboards or TV commercials, they use the places we already hang out: social media, websites, and search engines. But to really get what makes it so different, so powerful, let's try a simple analogy. It makes it all click. Okay, so think of it like this. Traditional marketing, that's like putting up posters all over a big city. Yeah, thousands of people see it, but let's be real, most of them don't care at all. Digital marketing, though, that's more like a super smart personal assistant who walks right up to one person in that crowd and whispers, "Hey, based on everything I know about you, I think you're gonna love this." One is a shout, the other is a whisper. See the difference? So how does this whole thing actually work? Well, this huge concept of digital marketing can actually be broken down into 5 main buckets. It's not as complicated as it sounds. Yep, it pretty much all boils down to these 5 core methods. You can think of them like the main tools in the toolbox. You've got social media, search engines, content, email, and of course, working with influencers. Let's do a quick run through of each one. First up, social media marketing. This is the world of Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Brands here aren't just selling anymore, they're building communities. They use posts and ads that are targeted so precisely they just feel like a natural part of your feed. And yeah, they definitely influence what we buy.
Then there's search engine marketing. You know when you Google something, those results at the very top? Total accident? No way! SEO, or search engine optimization, is the art of getting your website to show up high on that list for free. And those little ad markers you see, that's when businesses pay to jump to the front of the line.
Now, for a totally different vibe, we have content marketing. Instead of just a hard sell, companies create actually useful stuff: blogs, videos, how-to guides. The entire goal is to build trust with you by giving you value first. That way, you're way more likely to become a customer down the road.
An email. You might think it's old school, but it is still one of the most powerful tools out there. This is how companies can send special offers and news directly to your inbox, making sure you don't forget about them.
And finally, there's influencer marketing. This is where brands team up with creators who've already built a following of people who trust them. Because when an influencer you like recommends something, it feels less like a billboard and more like getting a tip from a friend. So those are the main ways it works. But that leaves us with the biggest question of all, right? How does it know you so well? How does it serve up that perfect whisper quiet message? Well, there's a secret ingredient to all this. And the secret, in just one word, is data. That is the fuel that makes this entire engine run. You see, every single time you're online, platforms are noticing your behavior. The things you search for, the videos you watch, the links you actually click, and maybe even more important, the stuff you scroll right past and completely ignore. All of these are little signals that build a picture of who you are and what you're into. And here's the kicker. Companies use all that data so they can stop guessing. The ultimate goal, the holy grail, is to show the absolute right message to the exact right person at the precise moment they're most likely to be interested. So let's zoom out for a second. What's the big picture here? Why does any of this really matter? Well, because this system hasn't just created a few new types of ads, it has fundamentally changed how business works, period. This shift has been a total game changer. I mean, first, pretty much everyone is online now, so the audience is just massive. Second, unlike a TV ad, every single click can be measured, so companies know exactly what's working and what isn't. It also levels the playing field, so a tiny business can actually compete with a huge corporation. And maybe coolest of all, campaigns can be tweaked and changed in minutes, not months. When you add all those pieces together, you get something huge. Digital marketing has effectively turned the internet into the single biggest, most efficient marketplace in the entire history of humanity.
So, I'll just leave you with this to think about. Now that you can see the invisible system working behind your screen, how does that change the way you see the internet itself?